Hey, Eileen, how you doing?
Good, Mark. How about yourself?
Good, good, good. This is episode 4 of
Is
our
that
two
all?
realtors being real.
I thought it's been more than that. Of course, we do other videos too.
Yes. So speaking of videos, or if somebody wants to find you, watching this, where can they find you?
Yeah, the easiest thing to do is text me. My cell phone number is 251-605-7037. The other thing, you can go to send me an email at eileentshaw@gmail. You're better off checking the intro for the spelling of all that, just in case there's a veterinarian that's got a similar email address. So.
Yeah, we will have all your contact information in the description.
Yeah, but call or text me. That's good.
So I can be reached at 404-406-4887, mark.w.oberg@gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook at mark.w.oberg Realtor. That's all one word. And you can find me on YouTube as well. It's Mark Oberg.
There you go.
It'll get you there. So, Eileen, how's your day going so far?
It's been busy.
Well,
it's
actually,
started before 8.
Actually, since it's nearly 7 o'clock at night, the day's hopefully winding up. But
yeah, no, it's been a busy day.
A busy day?
That too.
Yeah.
But that's how the last few weeks have been going.
It's been nuts, hasn't it?
Yeah. I've been usually getting those texts as folks are getting ready for the day, wanting to know when's a good time to call, or what's on my schedule, so that they can get plugged in for the next few days or the next week or two.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yesterday, my day started at 5 a.m. with a client texting me about a Carolina Beach marketplace condo. So I wrapped that up last night at 9 o'clock that's when I left the office here after submitting that offer.
I got a customer in Alaska right now.
Alaska?
Yeah, I know. Obviously, they can't get here to see anything, but we do some of that crazy stuff. As long, I don't mind, as long as we kind of know what each other's schedules are. And if it's somebody I'm working with, it makes it easier than, trying to field, and I don't do it in the middle of the night, the calling or texting, unless I've got an agreement with somebody because of where they're physically living or the hours that they work.
Sure. But we still do get those in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Texts, phone calls, and it can be unnerving from time to time, because sometimes you don't know if it's, a loved one, family member, right?
Well, I've got my phone set,
Yeah,
so those come through, and the others, and again, unless I've got an, it's a mutual agreement kind of thing, because I understand everybody's got different schedules, and depending upon where you are in the world, things come up.
Yep. So what'd you do today?
Oh goodness, today I went from the west end of the beach to the east end of the beach and then into town. So I put some miles on the car today. That's okay, though. I've looked at several properties and did showings with different customers and fielded all kinds of stuff. And I'm doing a couple things for the Realtors Associations. I had a couple of those phone calls to make today too, but things are going good. I got an offer in on a property and hoping to get a contract on another one too. So we'll see what happens.
I hope that goes good for you. I wrote that offer last night. Hope that it goes good. And you just listed something recently, didn't you?
Yeah, we've got a small house on the west end of the beach. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a small house, but it's in a great location. Mm-hmm. It's less than it's 0.3 miles to the water.
Yeah,
it's close. To the water. Walk or bike that one easily. Yeah. It's not in an area where you can do short-term rentals.
That's a little bit, it's still a good neighborhood. So
nice and quiet. It's not, if you're a full-time resident, it makes things a little bit more community-like. Mm-hmm. It's one of those subtle things. It was something I missed. I had to, when talking to planning and zoning, they said one thing, and then I found out that there were covenants, and docs for the neighborhood. It's not an HOA, but there was some restrictions that the builder put in, and that changed things.
They haven't expired, have they?
No, took
You
that.
check that.
Yeah, I know that story.
Yeah,
They
from
actually,
time to time they do.
yes, and it's amazing how that can affect things, and not everybody thinks about it or checks on it.
Mhm,
And that was something I had to do, and they have an attorney on retainer, and
mhm.
so
So,
put that to bed quickly. But at least we know, so that somebody's not buying something with the intent to do something they can't there.
right, right. So I was actually talking about something similar to this today, in fact. They were asking about HOAs, and we got into the subject of how good they are and how bad they are. And an example of when a neighborhood has an HOA, and it's a mature neighborhood, so that HOA is not renewed. So it
Yeah.
expires in the neighborhood, and all the owners voted for it, right? They took a vote. They said, "Hey, do we want to renew this? This is what it's
Oh,
going to
they
cost."
chose not to renew
And
it.
they chose not to renew it. And then within 5 years, that subdivision started going downhill in value very quickly. And that was in Atlanta,
Oh, okay.
in the Atlanta metro area.
Hear that.
What were you gonna do?
I was gonna ask you what neighborhood that was, but I wanted to get more,
Yeah.
but I know I appreciate the example, because I don't know of any neighborhoods that have done that here.
Right.
Usually what happens is they expire and nobody realized it.
And nobody realizes it,
yeah.
right?
Even if you have a professional property management company managing that
Well,
neighborhood.
yeah, they're not good. They want to
even
keep
the
getting
cans,
paid.
yeah.
They want to keep getting paid, so they keep their mouths shut. Or maybe they'll tell some of the board members, right,
Well,
that, hey, it's
or hands have changed a couple times,
Sure.
that people don't think
and
about
they
it.
don't think about
Yeah.
it.
It's almost like they need a perpetual calendar of, what
Yeah.
needs to be done.
No,
And
this
you need to do that a couple
Yeah.
years in advance, I found out, because it takes a while.
no, it does take a while. You got to hire an attorney and everything.
Yeah, and they're slow.
And well, it's diligence, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess it up, and then
That's true.
so yeah, this was a mature neighborhood, like I said, and it was a middle class neighborhood on the outskirts of Marietta, Georgia.
Oh, that's a nice area.
It is. And like I said, they all took a vote, and there was only like 80 or 90 of them, but they all took a vote, and it failed. So the HOA expired, and then people started taking advantage of it, and it just kept going downhill. They were nice HOA rules. They didn't have too many of them, but it kept everything looking kind of status quo, kept everybody's values relative.
Yeah.
So then when somebody's like, well, hey, I can now start renting out my place, whereas they couldn't rent
On a short term or even a long
no,
term.
long term.
Oh.
Yeah. So they moved out, kept the home as a long term rental, and then they got tenants in there who
Didn't take care of things.
Yeah, or they start disassembling their car in the driveway, or didn't have the lawn mowed. And when that starts to happen, that does bring down values.
It's kind of like the dirty cup. You put one dirty cup in the sink,
Yes.
and if you don't put it in, say, in the dishwasher or wash it, next thing you know it, there's a pile of dishes there. But if the sink's empty, you'll typically will keep it empty.
Sure, understandable.
It happens in my house anyway.
Yeah, we got into that conversation today. We were out at Latitude Margaritaville, which has a mountain of HOA rules and regulations, but with the way that neighborhood is set up, I don't blame them. I mean, it's going to look
That's going to hold
gorgeous.
its, but yeah, it'll
It's going
hold
to
its
feel
value like
gorgeous, and the
crazy.
values are just going to keep
They
going.
mow the grass out there for you, don't they, with the HOA?
Yes, they do.
That's huge.
Nobody lifts a finger doing yard work out there. Nobody lifts a
Love
finger
that
painting their
idea.
house, except for single families.
Yeah.
But if you own a villa or a cottage, I mean, it's almost easy
Oh,
riding.
you know what? It's almost the best of both worlds, in that with your HOA or your association dues, you're putting that, and I'm making numbers up, that $10 every time you
Right.
pay it, or, so that when it's time to paint, and the money's there, they're not sitting there saying, okay, I need $5,000 from each one of you to paint your house.
Right. Right, no,
And
so hopefully,
$5,000 would be cheap.
yeah, everybody's already paying into the
Yeah.
system so that when it comes time to paint the house gets painted.
That's good.
You've already paid for it, so. No, I like that. So we segued into HOAs off of your new listing because
yeah.
you found out that it doesn't have,
It doesn't.
can't have short-term vacation.
Right, and that's pretty much the only restriction in there. You know, but it's, you know, because we're on here in Panama City Beach, Florida, everybody is looking for that short-term rental property.
Absolutely, it's
Or,
huge.
you know, now you can do long-term rentals in there,
Sure.
you know, so that, you know, that still helps. But
Well, Panama City and Panama City Beach are also a long-term rental town. So there's a lot of people needing long-term rentals too. So I imagine
definitely.
an investor's going to scoop that up from them.
It's possible. I can say at least 2 people that have looked at it are thinking about it as their primary residence, you know, so
Awesome.
that's nice too.
Awesome.
You know, because then those little personal touches in the, you know, say the landscaping and whatnot, it's going to be there.
Well, so it might not be available at the time somebody sees this in the future, but if somebody sees this video tomorrow, what's that address?
Oh, that 110 Downing Street in Panama City Beach. It is on the west end of the beach. You know, but just talking about it, you know, we've got certain pockets here in Panama City Beach that do not allow short-term rentals.
Right.
You know, and then we have other areas that do allow it, and some of it's deeded, you know, like this particular house, and then others, you know, when you talk to planning and zoning, you know, they don't, it's an option, but they don't encourage it because it was originally designed to be single family or, you know, a neighborhood versus a resort area. Right. You know, so it's different things to think about. And that's one of those reasons to get a good realtor here in the area. Yeah. Of course, you can call one of us. We'd love it.
Now that is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath ranch, right?
It is. I kind of, to me, it's more of like a Florida cottage, but ranch, same thing. Single, you know, single story, open concept. The bedrooms are, it's not really a split floor plan, is it? It does have I did have somebody ask, where's the washer and dryer? Is that out in the shed? No, the washer and dryer actually is in the laundry room inside the house. We do have some of those older homes that sometimes they'll, you know, washer and dryers, you know,
on the carport or something like that.
Or in the garage, you know, and that's, I've never experienced that until I came here, but you know, I kind of lived in some other, you know, unique places.
And what's the price on that?
That one's listed for $450,000.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to sell faster than somebody who might be seeing this video, but you never know.
It's true. It went on the market Thursday, and I expect it to be probably under contract early next week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what'd you do today?
Besides
Margaritaville, you said you spent a lot of time there.
Yeah, no, I started today at the office, making sure that all my upcoming appointments from Margaritaville are confirmed. And then I activated Sterling Breeze listing late last night. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, lockout unit.
Oh, those don't come up much.
No, so it's an end unit. It's on the sunset side of the building.
Okay.
So it has 2 balconies. It has the primary balcony, which the master suite and the living room.
Is that balcony separated by a little fence or anything, or is it a shared balcony? I mean,
it is not a shared balcony. There's 2 balconies because the 07 units in that building have a lockout unit. So it can be marketed or used for vacation rental purposes as a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, or a 2-bedroom, 2-bath plus a 1-bedroom, 1-bath separate studio.
Wow, that gives you such versatility in your rental program.
Yeah,
that's huge.
And then the studio has its own balcony, which does have a sunset view and a view of the Gulf, but it's not true Gulf. It's on the side of the building.
Sure.
But it's still, you sit out there and you can enjoy that sunset and enjoy the Gulf. So the HOA in there used to not allow the studio to be leased or leased out as a vacation rental all by itself. But they got
Which
rid of,
complex is that?
this
in?
is Sterling Breeze,
Okay.
but they got rid of that. So now that studio can be rented out all by itself or in conjunction.
They don't share a foyer, do they?
No, they don't. They
have a separate entrance.
so-
or they, it's
you
not
know,
always
if you
used
get
that
if
way.
you get
But
a double room in a hotel,
Yeah.
how it has that heavy insulated door in
Mhm.
between the rooms, that's what this has.
some of in other complexes, and that's why I was asking what complex it was again. But does it have a true entrance on its
The
own?
studio has its own front
Yeah,
door
okay,
and its
okay.
own electronic key lock.
Perfect. Yeah. See
So
that?
totally separate.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
going to bring a premium.
Yes, it will. Listed it at $885.
Good job.
So
That'll now, is that easy to show even here in the summer, or
Well,
is it currently rented pretty heavily?
it was available today, so a few showings took place today. I'm hoping for some offers.
Today's Friday. Okay.
But tomorrow it's got to check in, so I'm hoping to be able to squeeze in a few showings before check-in.
Yeah, our check-ins here on the beach are typically on Saturday, and checkout will start there is usually at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Occasionally you can get late checkout, maybe to 11 or 12. It depends on a lot of things, and then check-in is usually at 4. If it's ready, they might let you in as early as 2. But we've got these poor companies, most of them are independents trying to clean 3 or 4 condos, and it's more than 10 minutes. It's a couple hours, and it's, and then depending upon what kind of a group was in there beforehand.
Yeah. So it's gonna be booked. I guarantee it to be booked Saturday night.
Yeah.
And then it'll be booked Sunday. They have to check it on Monday, and then another guest checks in on Monday.
Oh, wow. So you've got one, is it, well, you're not going to know anything about the people, but I know we've got the travel baseball teams, I think, are still here this weekend.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been here all week.
That's a lot going.
been
That's a lot
busy.
going on. Yeah, that unit has $45,000 so far booked on the books. So they've collected and are pre-booked. So their gross earnings are right
That's
now
huge.
$45,000.
I don't think there's any other lockouts on the market in here right now.
Well, last I checked, there wasn't. I didn't check. Actually, I didn't check this afternoon to see if there was another lockout in that building.
Yeah, I know our numbers in general are up. I was looking at that today. I was kind of surprised.
Well, we're getting that spring rush for listings.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually have another one in Sterling Breeze coming up, and then I'm working on one in Callaway too.
Yeah,
So.
they're just so hard to show if it's a condo on the beach right now.
It is, as a matter of fact. I took my parents out to lunch today, and while we were at lunch, I got a phone call from an agent that wanted to show Sterling Breeze.
Yeah.
And she's like, please tell me it's available. I said, yeah, it's available. You can show it today. She's like, you just made my day.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Well, and that's why it's so, I know we've said this probably in every single episode. You got to give us some warning that you're coming into town, and definitely save time on Saturdays. That's typically the day we can get you in.
Yeah.
But, they're on the rare occasions we'll squeeze what we can in during the week.
Yeah. It gets pretty hectic.
Yeah.
Even on Saturdays, right? Because you've got a short window of time.
And you got twice as many people on the beach, not including realtors.
Right. So that makes traffic
Yeah.
difficult. So when you only have maybe at best 4 hours to show condos,
You might be able to see two.
Yeah, you might, unless they're
same.
really close together, then you might be able to squeeze in 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it gets rough, but they're such a hot commodity that a lot of the times these condos are selling and getting under contract sight unseen.
That's true. That's what's good about having the, either a video online or, again, letting us know, and we're happy to go out and do, FaceTime, Zoom calls, or upload a video, because we're in at an odd time of day so that you can repeatedly look at it on, say, YouTube. So you dealt with the condo traffic. All I did was work with trying to get in and out of the bridges, across the bridges today.
Yeah, which is a challenge unto its own.
Yeah, well, honestly, once I got to near the bridge, it wasn't too bad, but the wind today.
Yeah,
it
was something.
We've got a real windy. Yesterday it was breezy. Today the wind, and it picked up tonight.
Yeah, it's almost gale force winds.
Well, that's my term when it gets real windy. It's like, gosh, is it gale force? I have no idea what gale force winds are. Now, hurricane winds, I can tell you about those. That's too much.
I don't know who Gail is, but she must have been something. So in local news today, let's see if I can do this right. Let's see if I can do this right. I can see if I can share the screen here. Which one do I want to do? Just a second. Bear with me. Oh no. Where's that ad at? Is that it? No.
So
Here we
that's
go.
mortgage rates.
Yeah, but I wanted to share.
Oh,
that.
this one. Oh, yeah. That was big news for us today. Go ahead, give us the Reader's Digest version.
So yeah, we have a paper plant here. It's in Panama City, but it's close enough to Panama City Beach that every once in a while, if the winds are right, locals are affected and our guests.
Yeah, it kind of depends on where you're staying too.
Yeah, are affected by the smell because paper plants do make a unique odor. And you'll see the vacationers, if they've never smelled one, they're like, what's that smell? It's just a paper plant. But it's closing down, and it is closing down on June 6th
Of this year.
of this year. Just in just a couple of months, 2 months from now, it'll be shut down.
Yeah, that's wow. That's almost to the date.
Yeah, it's almost 2 months to the date. Yeah, so they waited to do this. And yeah, they manufacture quite a bit of paper. I heard on the radio that they mostly did like cardboard kind of cardstock or stuff like that, like packing type stuff.
There's just, I guess, not the demand for it.
Yeah, that was
and they can also get it elsewhere for less, which is basically they have to import it.
Right. And so I guess they did a cost analysis to find out if retooling to make a different kind of paper product would be feasible. And they found out it wasn't.
Yeah,
so they're closing the doors.
Yeah, that plant's been here a long time. It started off as an international paper company.
Yeah. Well, paper was a big business around here for the longest time. Yeah.
Yeah, we that's why all the pine trees are here.
I know. I know. Well, that's that big news. And then of course we've got sad news.
Yeah.
The interest rates just keep disappointing. But you know what? We had it so good
for so long. You know, I mean, and this is a bargain. You know, when I bought my first house, is what I was trying to say. I want to say we were at about 8%. I mean, that's still cheap.
Yeah. We're looking at the screen here. You know, they're showing 5.359. 525 if you're perfect. But yeah, those rates they're going to hold some buyers back. They're going to put some people on the fence, especially for primary homes and maybe the luxury secondary home.
Yeah, that could be.
But those vacation rentals, they're still short-lived. They come on and they go off the market very fast.
Well, and we've got a couple of lenders that can do some portfolio loans too, that I don't know that they'll be able to beat those prices, but they might be able to beat what you have to do for a down payment.
Yes.
Or their handling fees.
Yes. Yep. Did you have any news you wanted to go over?
No, you covered the two big ones that everybody's buzzing about, which is great. I mean, it's stuff that impacts the area.
So what do you got going on this weekend?
This weekend, we've got some yard work. I know I do my yard work real early in the morning, so I'll be done with that before 8 o'clock. Sun comes up, it's quiet, the birds are out, and I'm out there trying to take things. I try not to use any power tools.
Yeah.
Save the chainsaw for later. My yard's not that bad, but I do have.
Oh, I imagine you have a good yard. You have a green thumb, so.
Yeah, I do like to put stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. We don't really have anything too special for the weekend. The crowds are a little bit too big. We might have to go out and do the early bird stuff if we know we want to have dinner out. We might do that at lunchtime or that between lunch and dinner time kind of thing.
How often do you go into town, Peter?
We go in probably every couple weeks.
Yeah.
And it's more it's busy over there too.
But not as.
No, it's not as busy.
Yeah.
You just kind of have to know everybody either go early or go, say after 7.
Sure.
And sometimes by then I'm too hungry to wait till 7.
Gotcha.
you know, but there's there's a really good restaurant that I like, G Foley's, you
Yeah.
know, that's nice in town, and you can usually get in there.
Yeah.
You know, there's I'm trying to think, going into St. Andrews.
Mhm.
Oh, there's some great little restaurants in there.
Yeah. My parents live in St. Andrews, so I frequent all those
Is it
restaurants quite
Alice on the?
Alice's.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is fantastic.
My folks eat there every Thursday night.
Oh, they're regulars.
You can find my
Okay.
mom and dad there every Thursday night.
Okay. Yeah, no, that very good place. That was one of those that we stumbled on.
Yeah.
And now I've been to Thai Basil. Are they
Yeah.
still, they're still open, aren't they? I wasn't
They're-
sure for a while.
Yeah, they're still open. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they're pretty good. We sat and chatted with the owner of that, and she kind of tweaked something. For me, there's a noodle dish that
Mhm.
I liked, and she knew what I was talking about, so she made it for me.
Yeah. And then there's Uncle Ernie's.
Uncle Ernie's is really expanded since the storm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've got a nice, I guess that's the bay there,
Yes.
but you've got a beautiful view,
Yeah.
nice breezes. You can, depending upon your time frame, you know, you can, I don't think they're open for breakfast, but with the way they're
They're
situated.
open for Sunday brunch. I know that.
Okay,
Yeah, they're open for Sunday brunch.
yeah, that's really nice. And then the other one is the shrimp boat.
Shrimp boat's right there. Yeah.
Nice white tablecloth kind of place.
Yeah. And then they're getting ready to reopen, or the grand opening of the captain's table.
Where's that?
So it got wiped out in Hurricane Michael in St. Andrews.
Okay,
And they are building a brand new restaurant right there on the
From the ground
corner
up?
of 11th. Yeah, it's a huge,
Wow.
huge restaurant.
oh, what's that Mexican restaurant that everybody likes to go to? I can't.
And Antonitos, or
Yes,
something like
yeah,
that.
something like fantastic,
Yes.
very good.
Yes, it is.
Of all things, steaks were supposed to be, you know, and I've had their steak fajitas there. I don't usually go that route, but very good.
Yeah, it is. And so St. Andrews is a good place
Yeah.
to visit. That's why I was asking, because sometimes as a local, I eat more in Panama City than I do on
Mhm.
Panama City Beach. Simply because, one, you know, that's for the vacationers. You want them having a good time. You don't want to, I don't, at least
And you
I
don't
don't
want- yeah.
want to go and take up space when they could be having it and not waiting.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of one reason. So
But it's nice to do something different too. And even for us looking for a different place to go, it's nice to go. There is oh goodness, one day we'll have to talk about coffee shops.
yeah,
If you don't mind, there's a couple of newish ones that are in town. And there's at least one coffee roaster here on the beach. So if somebody wants to know that before we talk about it, just send us a note.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can reach us. Our contact information is in the description below. Do you have anything else you want to say today?
No, I think that's good. I can't think of anything pressing that's going on here at the beach right now, other than, you know, everything's.
Baseball tournaments.
Yeah, baseball tournaments, the
Uh,
weather, well, today. with
Into,
the
into
wind,
spring
but-
break too for some school systems, I think, maybe.
Yeah, well, Easter week, I guess, is the last, you know, so that depending upon how the schools are, so
Mhm.
the week after, that third week, is Easter's what, the 17th?
Something like that.
Yeah, so the week after that would be pretty much the last one, so we'll have a tiny quiet.
Yeah, it seems to be more.
And then
There
we'll be
seems to be
waiting.
more families taking
Oh,
some
yes.
vacations right now. A lot of families
Yeah.
in town. I love to see that. So,
Yeah.
well, that wraps up episode 4.
Yeah,
We've got 4 in the
goodness.
can, so we're gonna keep doing these and
Hopefully we're passing on some good information for you. You know, if you're, if there's something you'd like us to talk to, just
Yeah.
stick us and get
send
us a note there.
send
and
us
we'll
a
be
comment
happy.
and we'll add it to our discussion list.
Yeah.
Absolutely happy to talk about something. You may be curious about something in the area of the region and that we may know about, or we can find more information about.
Yeah.
So happy to do it. That's what we're here
Yeah.
for. That wraps it up.
Yep. Well, listen, have a great weekend, and you know, hopefully you'll see us and we'll get to talk soon.
Bye now.
Bye.